Hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel, and no, just kidding. Ooh, I messed that up entirely. Starting over, and hello, hello! My name is Mr. Gowan, and thank you so much for watching. No, I missed a part. Damn. One more time. And hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel, and my name is Mr. Gowan. Thank you so much for watching. How do I say it? Hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mr. Gowan, and thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to play video games because I feel like it. During E3 this year in 2019, Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, and the scope of it was announced. They told us a whole bunch of stuff. We learned that it's going to take place only in Midgar, so only Midgar is going to be shown, and it's going to be 2 Blu-ray discs, which is... I actually have decided that I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII, the original, on my PS4, and we're going to see how that goes. I just want to play up until the end of Midgar, just to show how short the game would be. Obviously, I'm not going to play the whole thing today. This will be in probably 2 parts, but the Midgar section is actually pretty short. Like, it's kind of long. When I originally played it, I legitimately thought that the Midgar section, like once you got to the end, like that was the end of the game. I actually like legit thought that, but that's because old video games used to be that short. But alrighty, so I'm rambling. Let's just get started. I'm going to create a new game and we're going to get started here. This will be fun. Here we go. So this opening scene with all the stars, when I was a kid, I used to play this section, or I would turn this all on and I would start a new game and everything, and my original discs couldn't play this, like it would freeze here, so I literally would just stare at like frozen stars and it would skip the entire opening, so I wouldn't get any of the FMV at the beginning. It would literally just be a static picture of stars, and then all of a sudden the game would start. And that was it. Whenever I play this game, this is always the hardest part for me, like to actually get back into it, is literally just trying to get used to the sprites because they're so blocky. I didn't catch your name. How did you... It doesn't matter. I know obviously that they did that so that you could choose your own name, but I'm just gonna stick with Cloud because I like the name Cloud, so whatever. I used to think Cloud at the beginning here was so rude, and I mean like he is, he's supposed to be, obviously. He obviously changes throughout the game. P.S. Spoiler warning, just in case, because I don't know if I'm actually going to do any spoilers or anything. It's very possible. It's entirely possible that I'll spoil some of the game for you as I've played it. And I have no intention of not spoiling the game, so if you're trying to stay away from spoilers, this is not the place to do it. Alright, and this elevator ride goes on forever, because this is the part where Barrett is telling Cloud about the plan here. So they're here to destroy the Mako reactor, because Mako is the life energy of the planet, and the Shinra company is using Mako energy as actual, like, basically electricity. It's kind of like how we currently use oil in the real world. Like in our world, we use oil and like and all of that stuff. Like oil obviously isn't our planet's actual life energy, but if we keep using it, then it increases the likelihood that our planet will die. So I feel like they intentionally used Mako as a replacement for fossil fuels. But yeah, so that's basically the premise at this point here. And the thing that's really frustrating Barrett is that Cloud doesn't care. Like, he's here for the job, and that's all he cares about, which is also quite reminiscent of things that are happening in the real world right now. It's always about the money. It's always about the job. It's never about the good or the bad. And this is where the first official boss fight is. So we got to see this actually in E3, so they've updated this boss significantly. You're going to see a significant difference if you haven't played this game before. But yeah, there's like a massive difference here. So in the new one, there's like 3 or 4 different phases that you have to go through, and it's a really big arena. In this one, well, you'll see. Also, there's this. And, like, I'm pretty sure I know what's happening here. I'm pretty sure this is, like, Sephiroth talking to him. But, like, it never really fully gets explained. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I'm not sure. I guess technically not Sephiroth. It would be Genova, but... And here we go! So here's the boss fight. Obviously, the arena is different than the one in the game, or in the trailer that we watched, and the reason being would be because this is a turn-based system, the other one is active. But like the same rules kind of apply, so like you still should be using like bolt and lightning and stuff on this boss because it's made of metal, so it's weak to bolt. Oh, whoops, I messed up. Okay, so when it raises its tail like this, you're not to attack it. Because if you attack it, it'll counterattack and it'll be a really devastating attack, but I had already clicked on attack it before I had done it, so now it's going to retaliate. But yeah, so like the way that you defend against this is you literally just wait. Like just wait until the tail is down, because it won't do anything while its tail is raised, and then once it lowers its tail, you can attack again. But anyway, so that's your first boss fight. It's pretty easy. And now we go into a timer. So now we have to get out of here within 10 minutes. If you saw in the one trailer, it was 20 minutes. If you turn around here, you can save Jessie. Not that, like, Jessie would still be alive regardless. Like, she would still make it. Actually, really funny. I legitimately thought Jessie was a boy my entire childhood. Like, I actually had no idea. Fun trick, I don't know if you just caught that, but if you get into a battle where the enemies have, where you're basically facing backwards, if you just press R1 and L1 together, you'll run for a second, and then if you let go, you'll automatically face your enemies, so you never actually have to get back damage. It's kind of fun. Also, we're going backwards in exactly the same way that we came here, so like, you shouldn't get lost. I have literally never ever like had the timer get to 0.
Ask you how you are, you don't just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But all these random battles are a real joy, aren't they? And if you noticed, I was just at about 7 minutes, and that's all it took. It literally took 3 minutes to get out. I don't know how they're gonna fit 20 minutes into the remake. Like obviously the area is gonna be larger because the whole Midgar section is gonna be larger, but. And here's Cloud getting mad that he's not getting paid immediately. Of course, he is a mercenary after all. Alright, so the Flower Girl section. So the way that you respond to this actually has consequences later at the Gold Saucer. For those of you who aren't aware, like depending on how you respond, you actually can go on a date with 4 different people? 4 different people. Basically, if you're really nice to Aerith or Tifa, then you'll go on a date with either one of them, depending on which one you were nicer to. And like buying a flower from her like isn't super significant. Like it all gets added up, but basically you can end up going on a date with Aerith, Tifa, Yuffie, or even Barrett. So depending on, like, if you're absolutely like garbage to all of the characters, then you can end up going on a date with Barrett, and it's a really bizarre date. Like, I've done it before and it's strange. And I don't know about anybody else, but I always fight these soldiers at the beginning here. Like, it's like, would you like to fight them or run away? And I'm like, no, I want to fight them because I want the experience. Like, I'm one of those who, like, tries to get as much experience as I can at the very beginning of the game, so that later the rest of the game is a lot easier. There are actually some people who actually, like, play this game and have played it and made it so that Cloud was dead in every single battle, so that by the end of the game he's still level 7. And people have like literally beaten like the weapons and stuff, like Ruby weapon and Emerald weapon with a level 7 Cloud. And this is them all like worrying about Cloud, and they're like, oh no. Like, it's Cloud, come on. I mean, I understand why they're upset. It's very touching, but also like, no, it's Cloud, come on. Also, like, they showed, like, Barrett and I think it's either Biggs or Wedge, like, opening the door here, and they're like, oh, okay, be careful, we're gonna open the door now. And it's like, but they don't have anything to be afraid of here, like, no. And then Jessie, like, wipes your face for you. Like, she's basically in love with Cloud. It's kind of adorable. This is really interesting. Because, like, as a kid, I wouldn't have, like, totally noticed this, but, like, this person says that this train car is their house, which means that they're actually homeless. So we actually get to, like, deal with, like, homelessness in this game, which is just quite fascinating. Like, this game was targeted at children, and, like, it deals with a lot of really, really heavy stuff. Blah, 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 blah. For those of you who aren't aware, Midgar is basically separated into, I think it's 8 sections, all on a plate, and then Shinra's headquarters is right in the middle. Everybody who lives on top of the plate is wealthy, and the people who can't afford to live on top of the plate live below the plate, and living below the plate means you're very poor. There's also, like, no sunlight down below the plate, pretty much. Like, there's almost none. And it's basically, like, it's called the slums. Like, it's literally where the poor people live because they can't afford to live up top. Which is interesting, because it gives us this discussion of this early in the game, and the topic of class and all that stuff. And then, like, Barrett, who, like, at the beginning obviously comes across as this, like, really like gruff guy, like really, like, rough around the edges, and is like, no, we just gotta get this job done, like, he actually starts talking about why he wants to save the planet, and he actually, like, turns out to be this really nice guy who just thinks that they need to do these horrible things in order to make the world a better place. And now here's where Barrett's basically just saying, like, hey, we're gonna make this better. Like, this is not the first and last one that we're doing more, let's go. Marlene, aren't you going to say anything to Cloud? No, Marlene doesn't like Cloud at the beginning. And I mean, fair enough. Like, have you seen Cloud? He's so mean at the beginning. Like, he's so rude. Aw, Tifa. Alright. Flowers? How nice. Who do I give them to? So this is also another thing that adds to the date scene. So if you give it to Tifa, Tifa's more likely to go on a date with you. If you give it to Marlene, then you're more likely to get someone else to go on a date with you. And if you play your cards right, especially giving it to Marlene will make Barrett go on a date with you. So obviously I'm going to go to Marlene, so haha. Except I'm not mean to any of the characters. Like when I played that one playthrough where I got Barrett to actually, like when Barrett actually went on a date with Cloud, it was actually a really hurtful playthrough because you have to be really mean to everybody. And like, I'm just not that person. I'm a really nice person, okay? But no, like actually though, like I'm actually really nice. So it was really hard for me actually to play that playthrough because like I didn't like being mean to everybody. Sit down. No, seriously, sit down. How about something to drink? Again, this also adds to the date. So if you say I don't feel like it, then you're being mean to her. I don't personally drink actually, so I'm going with I don't want to drink, but she's gonna make a drink anyway. Oh, I didn't even realize that. So if you say no to the drink, then she just like doesn't talk to you. She's like, okay, whatever. Honestly, I swear the reason I can read so well is because I played all these games and they didn't have any voice acting, so I had to read them all, and they were such long games. I'm going upstairs. I want to talk about my money. See, Cloud's just being like, see, I only care about money. Tifa, let him go. Looks like he still misses the Shinra. Wow. Such manipulation. And this is where Tifa, like, forcibly talks to me. She's like, no, don't leave, Cloud. And I'm like, okay, whatever, rude. Yeah, the planet is dying. Someone has to do something. I know, thank you. See, like, this is, like, actually really fascinating, because, like, I laugh about it in this game, because, like, I obviously know what happens in this game, but in real life, like, this is actually very much about, like, global warming, and how, like, the planet is dying and all of that. So it is actually really deep. Like, if you actually play this today, like, you get, like, discussion about, like, global warming and about fossil fuel usage and all of that stuff, which is quite fascinating, because you certainly didn't get that in the past. And then this is Tifa reminding you that you grew up together and that you made a promise on the day that you left. So there was a promise that was made, basically, like, Cloud's like, I'm leaving, and then Tifa's like, everyone leaves, like, why does everyone have to leave? And then she's like, can you make me a promise, actually, like, since you want to join Soldier and all that, I want you to promise me that if I'm ever in need, I want you to come save me. So she's just reminding him now, in their current future, that that's what happened, so that he won't leave. Which, I mean, fair enough. She doesn't want her childhood friend to leave. Like, she hasn't seen him in years, and probably thought he was dead. And now she has the chance to see him again, and he wants to peace out. Also, Cloud did actually promise, and then there was a shooting star, so therefore. But yeah. And then, like, Barrett just, like, climbs up the pipes, doesn't even take the thing, even though it's down there. And is like, here's your money. And then Cloud's like, that's it? That's all I get for blowing up a reactor? That's silly. And Tifa's like, so you're gonna stay? And then Cloud's like, you got the next mission lined up, I'll do it for 3,000, so double the price. Barrett's like, excuse me, this is Marlene's money. And he's like, 2,000, lowers it a little bit, you know, bargaining, all that stuff. So then Cloud stays. How sweet. So this is literally the next day, by the way. Like, this is, like, literally the very next day, and they're like, hey, we're gonna go and do this. So, like, they just blew up a Mako reactor, and there's only 8 of them, and they're gonna go blow up another one. I can't even tell you how many times I've played this game. I'm pretty sure I've played this game, like, at least 10 or 11 times. Like, I've played it a lot. I used to play it, like, once or twice a year. It's been a while now since I've played it, but I used to play it, like, once or twice a year. Hoodlums again. God, don't I just have all the luck? Yeah, right there, Mr. Suit Person. See, we get this like discussion of like the poor and the rich and how the rich treat the poor. And obviously like the poor are being reactionary and like basically treating everyone like garbage too because they're expecting to be treated like trash. So overnight they installed a security check, or they like updated the security system. Basically they have like an ID check, everyone has a card, but Jesse really likes Cloud, so what ends up happening is Cloud's card gets caught because Jesse made a special card, and then they get into big troubles. So basically what happens now is all the cars get locked, and you get like 15 seconds between cars to make sure you get everything. So you have to get from one car to the next within 15 seconds, which is all well and good. It doesn't take 15 seconds to get to the next car anyway. Although there is this car where there's a guy who like runs past you and like steals from you, and then if you have to like run back and grab and like re-grab the money from him, because otherwise you don't get your money back, which is fine. But yeah, so you basically just like run back and you talk to him, and then he just gives it to you, and it's whatever. It's just that it's like really stressful because you only have like 20 seconds, so like it's just like, oh no, like what are we gonna do? Do we have enough time to do this? So it's a little stressful that way, but it's fine. Do I look good in a Shinra uniform? Not now. We don't have time for this. Let's go. Yeah, so they like literally have to jump off of the train car, because if they don't, they're gonna get caught. But also like Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse like just dress up in other people's clothes, which makes it look like they're rich, so they don't get caught. I should probably give some material to people. I don't think there's anything over here, but might as well check. Oh, there is. Look at that. The ID scan problem on the train was all my fault. I modified your ID card, and that's what did it. I did my best, but I failed. Yeah, basically Jesse is just in love with you, okay? Like, that's all that matters. But okay, so we're going to leave it there for now. I really like this game. It always takes me a really long time to get into it, but once I'm back into it, it's really hard for me to stop playing this game. I do just want to do the part 1 for the remake part, which is just the Midgar section, so I do want to like show you guys all of the Midgar section. And then that's basically it. Like, the Midgar section is a couple hours long, basically. And then you get into the overworld, and then the overworld is massive, and it's like, holy, like... But yeah, so let me know what you think of me playing this. If you like me playing this, leave a like, comment down below. Feel free to subscribe, you know. I wouldn't be upset if anyone subscribed to this channel. And, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.